today we're going to talk about this pen. It's a little pen. I'll tell you something shocking. It's a rollerball. I was at the DC pen show and I saw this with Anderson pens and I decided to get one. Because I'd been looking at this for a while. It's just a rollerball, not a fountain pen, but I just thought it actually looks kind of nice. I like demonstrators, clear pens. It's not a bad pen. So, I'll cover the parts, tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and that's all there is to it. So, let's start with the cap. The cap has some pretty cool things going on there. You have this interesting sort of bulbous thing at the end, which is very reflective. I know this doesn't focus, but it's very reflective. It's sort of cut at a slightly slanted angle there, and then it holds the clip into place. The clip is not extremely tight, but has a good amount of spring to it. You can see this metal thing pushed into the cap. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but it goes into the cap. It looks pretty nice. I kind of like that. The cap itself is marked Herbin, the maker of this pen. As far as I know, this is the first real pen Herbin makes. I've only seen their glass pens, and I know that I think B.R.E is actually a daughter corporation of them. They make dip pens, but I've never seen a full Herbin pen. I can't wait for their fountain pens, but this rollerball is pretty nice. So we have the cap. The cap is slip-off. Then we have the barrel, the section, and of course the tip. The barrel is just clear. It has this interesting metal ring, and that will just fall off. So when you unscrew it, be careful of that, because it will fall off. I actually bought this because I thought I could turn it into an eyedropper. And we checked it out at the show, and there didn't seem to be a hole in the bottom of the barrel. We all looked at that. Brian did, and I did. And we didn't notice the hole. There was no hole, so that was fine. What we didn't notice is that there are 3 holes right there. Why did they put that in there? I don't know, maybe it's the thing they used to grab it and grab the plastic out or something. In any case, ink will run straight out. So if you want to use this as an eyedropper, you have to plug those holes somehow. For me, it's not a big issue. This is a Monteverde mini converter. Doesn't come with that. It's meant to be used with cartridges, but you can stick in a Monteverde mini converter. Just check in. Yeah, the piston is pulled all the way to the back, and then it just fits. I mean, it's a couple of millimeters longer and it would not fit, but it just fits, which is kind of cool. The section, tapered, has a ring there to keep the cap in place, I think. It just continues tapering. That little ring to keep the cap in place, you will feel that in your fingers. I don't care, it's not sharp, but you will feel it. Some people don't like that. If you don't, you can always hold it a bit higher, just above that ring. That should work too. Now, the tip, it's just a rollerball. I can't say a lot about that. It does seem to have a feed with some fins actually in it. You can't really see it now because there's ink in there, but it does have a feed of some kind. It's pretty small, the pen. It's about the size of my middle finger. This is not from that pen, from another pen, don't worry. So when I write with this, I can actually hold it like this and it will just disappear in my hand. What I can do is just, of course, post it. I think it was meant to be used like that. And then it's a very decent size. So that's just fine. So if you want this pen, you probably need to post it. And that's all there's to it. Those are the parts. What can I tell you about it? What do I like, what do I don't like? Well, I haven't cleaned it yet, but I think you can probably just stick a bulb syringe in there and then flush it out with water. I'm not sure how well the tip actually takes the cleaning. I'll have to figure that out once I reach that stage. I think I actually said in the video that this holds Waterman Blue at the time. I actually now think it's Lindauer Blau. So it's a German ink, it's not the Waterman. Doesn't matter, not that it matters a lot, but just so you know. What do I like about it? Well, it's a portable pen. It's pretty small, even capped. It's not very large. I'm probably going to stick this in my coat pocket. You know, it's a good pen for traveling, and because it's a rollerball, I think it'll do a bit longer with the ink than a fountain pen with this ink capacity would. That's what I like. What do I not like? Well, it is small, and you know I like bigger pens. So for me, using this unposted is pretty much impossible. It'll just disappear somewhere in my hand, and all that's sticking out is a small tip. So you have to post it, but come on. I mean, just one other motion and you can actually start writing. It writes pretty well. It could every now and then it's a bit scratchy, I get a little bit of feedback, but my experience with rollerballs is that that will wear off after a while. The ball just, I don't know, gets a bit round. I don't know how that works. You ride a bit more, and then at some point it will actually stop doing that. So that's pretty good. Apart from that, I love it. For me, the big sort of turn off is that these holes, they shouldn't have put those in there. Then you could have used it as an eyedropper, and that would be awesome. But, you know, I can probably plug them in some way. They're pretty small holes anyway. I'll try to find a way to do that. If I do, I'll let you know how I did it. But for now, you know, at least you can put in a small converter, so you can use your bottled ink, and I think that's just great. So that's all there's to it. Let's have a look at how it writes. I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Rollerball time! It's a pretty little pen. It's not just a pretty little pen, it's also a pretty small pen. Those are two different things. Herbin. Balle du roller. I have no idea whether that's French anyway, but it's a rollerball. The ink is an ink. Which one is it? That's what I'm leaning to right now. It doesn't really matter anyway, it's just a blue ink. Rollerball writing. Every now and then I get a bit of annoying feedback. But in my experience with the rollerball, you have to write with it for quite a while, and then at some point it just gets, the ball gets a little smoother. I'm abusing it a bit there. So clearly line variation is not something you really get here, because there are no nib tines that will open up. So I can use a little pressure, or I can use a lot of pressure, and I may get a slightly wider line just because I'm pushing that ball a bit deeper, but still, it will not really do much for you. When it comes to quick writing, the lazy dog. Once again, the lazy dog is lazy, and the quick brown fox is quick and brown. Fast writing, no skipping. This thing does have a feed, but, you know, it just keeps up very well. Notice the Monteverde mini converter right in there. Bit of coloring. Pretty wet. I like that. I hate dry pens, and dry rollerballs disgust me. No problem there. You know, that's pretty much all I can show you. You can do fast writing with it. It looks pretty cool, and because you can use fountain pen ink, it actually looks a bit like a fountain pen. So if that's important for you, you know, this is something I will probably just put in my coat pocket so that I always have a pen. I don't like to put fountain pens in my coat pocket. If I lose this, what did I pay? $9, $10, something like that. I think it's a good backup pen. And if you need something that's hard, so that it will actually push through, you know, the carbon forms, I think this is pretty good. You can't really see that, but the idea is there. That's pretty nice. And it's small too, so it won't take up that much space. I enjoy it. This would be perfect if you could turn it to an eyedropper. Then you have to fill these little holes. I'm getting very close to the camera. Sorry, it's because of the setup. There's these very small holes right there. You have to get rid of them, but some people probably can, and that would be a good eyedropper, I think. So there you go, there you have it. I hope this was useful. Let me just thank you. Note that you can write with it unposted, although for me it's a little bit uncomfortable, but you can. You can even hold it like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.